What's the weirdest thing your partner does, that you've just accepted? She sleeps with her eyes open occasionally, and will also sometimes laugh, like someone just told her the greatest joke ever told, while sleeping. I've accepted my little demon. My little demon is the cutest shit I've heard. How is she sleep, while I open? I do this too, it just happens, nothing I can do about it, lol, but it has definitely stopped people from effing with me, while passed out at a party, or a friend's place. They never know if I'm awake or asleep, lol. My wife is a neat freak, always cleans up after herself, and is putting things away. However, I noticed that when she runs out of toilet paper, she will just take the new roll and stand it on top of the empty tube, instead of replacing it. I asked her why she does that, and she said, "It's the one thing I allow myself to be lazy about." I think it's hilarious. My amazing, incredible wife absolutely refuses to reload the DP roll. It is complete out of character for her, but it's such a locked-in behavior, I have given up on correcting it. At least, she isn't putting it on backwards. My husband is likewise a meticulous neat freak, and his one lazy allowance is that he squeezes the toothpaste from anywhere on the tube. I was so shocked when I found this out. The toothpaste is always carefully placed in its allotted spot in the medicine cabinet, but it's all crazy shaped, instead of carefully rolled from the bottom as I expected. He uses this habit as proof that he has a free-spirited, rebellious side. Anything that could go, or fit on top of anything else, is called a hat. There are no lids, there are no covers, there are no toppers or caps. We have a top loader freezer. She wouldn't say, "Close the lid." She'd say, "Put the freezer hat back on." Bottle caps? No. Bottle hats. Does the pot of boiling water have a lid? Nope. It has a hat. Wine bottle stopper? Try again. That's a hat. Trash bin cover? Trash bin hat. There are hats, and only hats. Added to add that she's a native English speaker, but her family is Lithuanian. I think it's something she picked up from her dad as a kid, and it just became a habit. She is aware that it's goofy. My husband occasionally talks in his sleep, and will also laugh like a little girl in his sleep. It absolutely cracks me up, and creeps me out, at the same time. LOL, my partner once went so annoying in his sleep, and when I asked, "Who's so annoying?" he said, "The government," and I just lost it. Edit, because this is low-key blowing up, I feel the need to add that we both talk in our sleep, and have both had convos like this, with the other sleeping. Another time, I giggled in my sleep and he asked, "What's so funny?" And I responded, "Kitten world domination." She does gather her things, bringing little trinkets home, and presenting them to me. I always say, "Very impressive." She puts little piles of things all over the house, and gets upset if they are disturbed, or I suggest getting rid of them. I think you might be married to a magpie. Seriously, though, that's adorable. Congratulations. You are dating a corvid. She's penguin pebbling. That's one of the common ways that neurodivergent people express love. Named after penguins, who search the whole beach for cool pebbles to present to their partner, and then use them to build a nest together. She mostly closes doors, but only mostly. Not fully ajar, not fully closed. I have never seen this wonderful woman completely close a door in 13+ years. Luckily, it's just inside doors. Mine leaves cupboards open. I go to his mother's house, cupboards everywhere. Oh my god, mine too. He has ADHD, so maybe that's why, but I can always tell what he's been up to in the kitchen, based on the cabinets that are open. He gets very concerned about his socks, to the point he will count them when he's folding laundry, and get irritated when he can't find all of them. Then he accused me of doing something with them. Like, I would do anything with his stupid socks. That sounds like something a sock thief would say. Agree 100%. I am constantly buying socks, and I have no idea where my wife is putting them. Plot twist, we got a puppy about 9 months ago, and she is now stealing socks, so maybe I should be blaming her instead. When he wakes up in the morning, he puts on all his clothes just to walk to the bathroom, take them off, and have shower. Why? I will never understand that. LOL. He lays on the floor to decompress, which isn't too bizarre. But he lays down in weird spots, and occasionally, accidentally scares the shit out of me. One time, he was lying on the floor, in the front entrance closet, petting the cat, and fell asleep. I just saw his legs on the ground sticking out from the closet. My first thought was, that he had fallen, hurt himself, and was unconscious. But he was just snuggling the cat. Another time, I couldn't find him anywhere in the house, and started to freak out. But he was lying on the back deck on his belly, talking to the skunk that lives under the deck. This was at night. So, all I see is a man sprawled on the deck in the dark. Scared me silly. He does sock, shoe, like a psycho. Call the police. Mine does too. But one leg is a prosthetic. I guess it's technically sock, shoe, leg, sock, shoe. Often makes noises to narrate my life, lol. Like making squishing noises when I use my beauty blender. Oh, and he also sleeps with his knees up, with one leg crossed over the other. My partner does this. The slurping noise, while I take a silent sip of a drink, is a constant. My husband does this, and then is like, can't even drink properly, when I spray my drink everywhere, because I can't stop laughing. He's a knob. He needs the GPS, even though he knows the area and the way. If the GPS goes out, he'll oddly panic. He's always hot no matter what. He's a nice furnace, but I'm always freezing cold and needing a million layers. He's gone to the doctor, and they said, he's in perfect health, and everything is working efficiently. He sounds like me. I've always run very hot, and I am horrible with directions, even in places I know very well. I don't know how weird this is, but my boyfriend constantly talks to himself. He also gives voices to our pets. 2 cats and a dog. Each pet has a distinct voice and accent. Some of them have catchphrases. Sometimes, when he's getting ready for work in the morning, I'll hear him having conversations with the pets and himself, in all the various voices. It's hilarious and adorable. Sometimes I catch myself doing it now, too. Huh, I just assumed everyone did this, lol. My cat and dog both have distinct voices, and they have sayings, too. When he's alone, he talks to himself in third person, making comments on the things he's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, 4X has done it again. He's made the best omelet in history. For the 3rd time this month. He's the man of the year. Look at him, getting a glass, and opening the fridge. Ooh, is he going for orange juice? Yes he is. Okay, now he needs to do something, but what was it? Ah, right, the toast. The toast, everybody. He almost forgot the toast. Stuff like that. I'm glad he does it loudly, it's hilarious. Especially, when he gets tired and stops mid-sentence, but keeps doing what he's doing in silence. Even funnier, when he starts speaking again, all of a sudden. I do this. Usually, John and Jeff are the commentators of my life. Oh, what's she going to do with this then, Jeff? As always John, absolutely superb use of that item, in this situation. He does this loud chicken noise, like a bawk, just randomly, and it could be anywhere. It's never been inappropriate, but it's always surprising, and I laugh every freaking time. He cannot be barefoot. He will only do that when we are intimate, or he is taking a shower or bath. I'm the same way, but I played hockey most of my life, and my feet are a calloused mess, no matter what I do. Same with me. Just a habit though. Growing up in the desert in SoCal, there were things we called goat heads. Dried up part of some kind of bush that could have thorns up to half foot long. They would get tracked into the house, and occasionally step on one. Boy, that shit hurt. I always have shoes or flip-flops on. Lose her shit all the time. I never thought I would be the organized one in the relationship, but I have routines for where my stuff goes. Keys hang on the wall by the front door, sunglasses hang next to that. Wallet, pen, and knife go on the table just below. Her sunglasses can literally be anywhere. I've found them in the freezer, behind the toilet in the bathroom, and tucked between the cushions on the couch. Her tiny purse that she carries, ID, CCs, and a little cash, is the same. It could be anywhere. So, when it's time to go do something outside, she's very rush, let's get going now. Until it comes time for her to find the purse, sunglasses, and keys. Then it's stand around and wait or help her find them. I've started adding 10 minutes to our timelines, just for that reason. I find it somewhat endearing. But man, I wish she'd just put her shit where it goes. Edit, some of you never go outside, and it shows. I don't understand this one. My wife will regularly lose or misplace random items. Her phone, TV remote, jewel, etc. are all prone to just disappearing multiple times throughout the evening. But what gets me is the fact that I will never lose anything, because anytime I misplace something, she instantly knows exactly where it is, like she's psychic, but only with my stuff. And it's not like she helps me find it after looking for a bit. No, she instantly knows. I could be looking for something for half an hour, mention it to my wife, after coming up empty, and within seconds, she's magically holding it up, dangling it, in front of my face. Edit, you guys have hit the nail on the head. My wife is ADHD as F. Sleeps on my chest. In movies, you always see the girl with her head on the guy's big, burly chest. But my boyfriend likes to use my boobs as his own personal pillows. Use my boobs as his own personal pillows. Lucky bastard. Spends over an hour on the toilet. I've grown to understand, it's a form of meditation, and much needed alone time. I am reading this while meditating. Eats minced garlic out of the jar with a fork. I'm just glad he's not a vampire. Oh man, I knew a guy in middle school that would peel and eat whole garlic cloves in the middle of class. It was odd. In college, I used to carry around a garlic jar. The ones that are soaked in vinegar or pickled, and I'd eat half a jar with olive toothpicks, haha. At least I wasn't the weirdest one. A guy in another class from me used to eat raw onions like an apple. I'm a big proponent of farting early in a relationship. It lets your significant other know that you're comfortable around them. My wife, on the other hand, hid her farts from me for years, until recently. She had an abdominal surgery, and afterwards she was full of gas, so she was going to be ripping ass for a while. I got her home, and was getting her ready for bed, and she looked at me with horror in her eyes, and blasted ass, louder and longer than I thought was humanly possible. Now, she'll get home from work, step in the house, and just blow me away with a monster she was saving all the way home. I love her. He makes weird noises. Like, we'll just be sitting there, and suddenly he will go, "Ah. Wee, shebang, ah." It scares the crap out of me, because it is loud, random, and usually followed by him flipping his hands all around. No, it isn't Tourette's. It's just him blowing off steam, or so he says. Edit to add, he does not have autism, either. Oh god, wait for the Reddit diagnosis, lol. This is actually a very common symptom of people who are diagnosed with being effing annoying. I do it too. This one is innocent, but just so odd to me. When you open our fridge, where the handle meets the door, there is a hole in the top of it. And every single time she opens the fridge, she puts her finger in the hole and pulls it out. It makes this popping sound, like you can make with the side of your cheek. And then she lets out a quiet little giggle. It's adorable. Absolutely nothing weird at all. I've been with my beloved husband for 20 years now. At first I thought he was just hiding his weirdness, and all of his dorky niche interests would come out eventually. He never cracked. The dude even sleeps 100% normal. All of his activities and hobbies are socially acceptable. He enjoys martial arts, and craft beer, and hiking, and watching sports with his buddies. He wears normal clothes, like he is going out, at all times. He loves gourmet food, but won't eat anything too weird. I can't think of a single thing he's ever done that I could describe as weird or quirky. And that in itself makes him unique among everyone I have ever met. Ooh, can I say what I do that my partner has accepted? One day, I woke up, and my now husband told me, "You're really effing creepy to sleep next to, do you know that?" I asked him why, what happened, what did I say, or do. I talk in my sleep, when I'm stressed, and say odd things, like, "Where are my moon boxes, the stars are bleeding." He stated, he woke up in the night, and saw me, lying flat on my back, with both arms outstretched to the ceiling, like I'm waiting for the aliens to come pick me up. I slowly reached one arm over to scratch my outstretched arm. Then slowly reached over to scratch the other arm. I resumed outstretching. I then slowly lowered both arms to the bed. I told him, "Oh, huh. I thought I outgrew that as a kid, 'Cause I used to wake up as a child, because my arms would be tired, from holding them towards the ceiling, all night. We like to call it, I'm trying to phone into the aliens, sleeping move. Oof. Edit, I love that. One of my highest upvoted Reddit comments, is about me doing something silly in my sleep, and finding out, there are other people out there, that do this exact same thing, and I feel a little less alone, and a little more normal. My wife says no, to almost everything I ask her to do. If I ask her, to bring me toilet paper, because I'm out, she will say no, but then proceed to bring it to me. It's her way of practicing, being able, to say no. I do this too, but purely because, I think I'm being hilarious. I always get up and do the thing, while I'm saying it, just to make sure, the other person, knows I'm not serious. Sometimes, I do a little monologue, why would I ever do something like that, etc. while getting them, a glass of water. My partner moans with pleasure, when he pees. The first few times, I laughed, and maybe joked about it, through the door, thinking he was being silly. 4 years in, nope, he just loves peeing so much, that he moans with pleasure. I can't say I like it, but as long as he washes his hands after, I can live with it. Blames his farts, on inanimate objects. Examples include, the house, a cat, me, we were the only people in the room, a plastic dinosaur, and a sandwich. My husband will fart, I'll give him a dirty look, and he'll then, give the teddy bear, a dirty look. When she gets a little too drunk, it's like someone flips a switch. One moment, she is totally fine. The next, she speaks in complete gibberish, and says things that make no sense. And that's usually my sign that it's time for us to go home. Similar, except I go from speaking like a normal human being to sounding like the biggest effing hillbilly you've ever met. All the drawls and colloquialisms I've suppressed come out with a vengeance. My wife microwaves lettuce. Like, when she eats a salad at home, she warms up the lettuce. Imagine if you cut off one of your feet and left it to rot for about a week. That's what hot lettuce smells like. She's definitely an alien, trying and failing to blend in. Anywhere, at any time, if there is a dog around, my husband squeals like a child being given their first piece of candy, and does the whole, "Oh, what a sweet baby, oh my god." I understand being like, "Oh, what a cute dog," but this is every dog, in every place we have ever been, and every place we will ever go. This includes being in the car, and seeing a dog in another car, while we have our 3 dogs in our car. He's a 37 years old mature, and educated, and well-respected man, and other people think it's cute, because they only see it happen once with their dogs. After 13 years, I'm just like, yeah baby, it's a cute AF dog. She usually dresses normal, but sometimes, she goes through phases, where she dresses like people from different eras. Like a 70s disco phase outfit, or a 80s rock chic outfit, or a 1950s dress outfit. It's one thing to do this for a day or something. She will do it for like 3 to 4 weeks straight, ordering clothes on Amazon, to make new outfits, wearing the outfits, to go grocery shopping, or walking the dog, etc. and then she rinses and repeats, every once in a while. She also will obsessively watch movies from that era, when this happens. She has been doing this for 20+ years. She is known in our neighborhood for doing this. Anytime he's boiling water, the first boil gets dumped. I have to do a second boil. For real, I hate when I burn the water. I bet he learned that from one of his parents. Some people have learned habits that if they stopped and thought about it, they probably wouldn't know why exactly they do it. All they know is that's how it was done growing up, so it's nothing out of the ordinary for them. Or maybe he thinks the first boil soaks up all the impurities from the last one, which I guess I can see. Still odd, though. Old story I heard once. A lady taught her daughter to cut the butt off her turkey before cooking it for Thanksgiving. The girl eventually asked the lady why several years later, when her husband asked. But the lady did not know. Her mom, now the grandma, had taught her this way. This is now a 3rd-generation thing to do. So, they call the grandma up and ask her why the turkey butt had to be removed. It turns out that grandma's roaster pan at that time was smaller than most birds, to fit into their smaller than normal oven. Sleeps through literally anything. During my childhood, my dad slept through 2 major storms, that involved multiple trees falling on our house, and every member of the house, other than him, screaming, as the trees were falling. One was an ice storm, one was a literal tornado. He slept. Oh my God, my husband is the same way. Slept through an earthquake in Alaska. He falls asleep, nearly instantaneously. We will be having a full-blown conversation. I say something, he responds. I immediately start responding, and he is already snoring. Like how? That's my wife. You could land a 747 in our bedroom, and she would sleep through it. I wake up if a mouse breaks wind. I'm so jealous. He always has to sleep, face away from me. Even when he's asleep and I switch sides, after 10 minutes, he turns around again. Apparently I talk a lot in my sleep. And I can actually hold conversations, as I'm told. I don't remember anything when I wake up. I've once tried to explain that today is Thursday, so that means tomorrow is Tuesday. I do this. I know this sounds weird, but I feel like I breathe better facing the edge of the bed rather than towards the bed itself. I have to validate the sleeping facing away thing. I do it because I do not like people breathing on me, so if I turn away, it's much harder for someone to do it. The cat will occasionally lay such that he is breathing on me, but that's acceptable. Mine will play our fat cat like bagpipes. Without hurting her, he'll hold her under one arm until she makes her annoyed, growl, or whine, then pat her belly to make the noise change pitch and rhythm. I honestly don't get it, but whatever makes him happy. Also, the cat is obsessed with him, and will let him do this for ages. If she runs away, she comes back to him in 2 minutes to do it again. Weirdo creeps, both. Boyfriend is a biologist, and absolutely cannot stop himself from interacting with any animal, or insect, or bird that his brain has deemed interesting. I've spotted him softly talk to bugs and bees when he thinks no one's looking. Also, as long as he has deemed it safe, if we spot a snail, and he's really good at spotting snails, it's insane, he will pick it up, no matter the circumstances. We've spent hours in parks or sanctuaries in one single spot, if he's spotted a cool lizard, or an animal, because we must make new animal friends. His parents tell me all the different insects, bugs, and tiny animals he used to bring to them as a baby. LMFAO. I don't know if it's weird generally, or something I'm not accustomed to, but they sing my praises to anyone who will listen. When I meet someone they know, no matter how close their relationship is, I am frequently told how highly my partner speaks of me. I genuinely don't think they've ever badmouthed me to anyone. We went to therapy together recently for a check-in, and the provider mentioned that he wished his other clients talked about each other the way we do, LOL. When they eat fruit gummies, they insist on creating a suction between their lips and the gummy, then sucking in as hard as they can, until the gummy shoots back into their mouth. I've made them swear to me that they'll never do that while they're alone, because the number of times I've watched them nearly choke when the gummy hits the back of their throat is too many to count. I love that effing idiot. Edit, y'all for real have terrible standards for how you treat partners, or are treated, in a relationship. Go to therapy. She has a diagnosed attention disorder, so that when I came home from work, it's common to find things half done, like she swept and left piles of dust and dirt accumulated in some corner, wet clothes in the laundry, dishes with soap and bubbles, hot coffee in the pot without coffee, things like that. I understand that when she start doing something, gets distracted and move on to something else. For me it's weird and exhausting, but I love her just the way she is. Oh, and she also likes to eat rice, mixed with mayonnaise. I have ADHD, and my cleaning process looks insane. I won't keep on the same task for very long, but I know that if I just keep doing things the whole time, it will eventually all be complete. It's like it really all comes together at the end. LOL. I kinda enjoy finding the random ADHD scenes around my place. I like to occasionally question them, for the roller coaster of thought that led to the situation in the first place. She's pretty sharp, super fast on her feet, and somewhat prideful, so it's kinda endearing to see her struggling with these silly little things, sometimes. Well, there's two things. One I just accept and let it go. The other, I still get agitated with, and say something. So, the first one is the nervous laughter bit. Whenever she's talking to someone she doesn't know really well, she does a lot of loud, nervous laughter. I've accepted that one and usually try to jump in and help her out, so her laughing calms down. I feel like that one is my duty. The second one, I simply can't let go. The funny part is, I don't get agitated at her, I get agitated for her. She has a habit of apologizing for random things for which no apology is necessary. For example, if she's walking out of an elevator, and people are in the way, which they shouldn't be, because people getting off come first, otherwise, no one can get on, she will not only say excuse me, but she will apologize. I know it's a nervous thing, but I always say out loud, don't apologize for doing nothing wrong, love, and then I'll loudly say, excuse me, and start pushing through anyone in the way. They should be apologizing for being in the way, when they are the ones breaking the normal flow and etiquette of elevators. So, even though I'm agitated, it's not at her, it's more, that I don't want my love, to be apologizing to rude idiots.